It's time for your statewide Alabama weathercast.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Drew McCombs with the Alabama Weather Network, and this is your statewide forecast update. And taking a look back several days ago, back to Sunday, where we had the rain moving through the state and also some of those thunderstorms and heavy rain that we saw in South Alabama, especially Baldwin County. The National Weather Service in Mobile, as of the last couple of days, officially assessed a EF1 tornado near Alberta. So you can see this is the track right here, just to the northeast of Alberta. You can see we've got Foley over here. We'll zoom in here and take a look at the track. And so here's some of the stats on it here. So again, for one thing, it was a very short-lived tornado. It was only on the ground for like 3 minutes. You can see it was rated as an EF1 with peak winds estimated around 86 miles per hour. And the path length was just a little bit over a mile. So you can see starting here just to the west of County Road 87, moving up towards Werner Road there, but it wasn't on the ground long, but it's thankfully no injuries with that, but there was some tree damage. There were a couple of barns that were damaged as well. And so again, we did have a confirmed tornado with that on Sunday. Looking at yesterday, it was Rainbow Central yesterday. We had some of that small hail falling in North Alabama. We had rainbows everywhere else. You can see this is from Zach Pierce. He was near Trimble in Coleman County. Beautiful view of a rainbow there. And then one of our sky watchers, Brandy Hawthorne in Cropwell, got a really bright, nice looking rainbow there in St. Clair County as well. So really beautiful stuff out there. And then looking at our satellite and radar for today, we continue to be socked in with clouds and if some lingering showers, at least drizzle over the northern and kind of eastern side of the state at this point. Still getting a few peaks of sunshine down towards the south, but you can see there is some clearing skies back off of Mississippi. We expect we will start clearing out further as we get later into the day today. Rain totals over the past 2 days. North Alabama did okay, got 3/4 of an inch in a good number of spots. Got the same thing in Birmingham as well. As you move to the south, close to 1/4 of an inch in some places like Montgomery and Auburn, but really just trace amounts further to the south. Although got a few little better amounts, got a little bit over a 1/2 inch actually in Mobile and getting close to that in Gulf Shores, but Southeast Alabama again didn't do too well. And we'll take a look at the drought monitor, today's drought monitor day. This is last week's drought monitor, and you'll notice when we switch to this week's, we actually got a little bit of an improvement, shrunk the extreme drought a little bit in west central Alabama, but because southeastern Alabama has not done too well with the recent rain events, the severe drought expanded a little bit there in southeastern Alabama. Saw some further improvement up in North Alabama and also in Baldwin County as well, which it continues to have heavy rain events in the last month or so. So again, we did okay in spots, but kind of a mixed bag out there. Now take a look at our sky cams. Again, the low clouds hanging around. It's 48 degrees, so it's kind of chilly there in Albertville. This is one of our newer sky cams on the network there. You can see gusts to 19 miles per hour, and you see the camera moving a little bit. It's going to be breezy today. That's definitely part of the story for today as the clouds hang around, we start to clear out. Looks like we got a few drops of rain still there in Hoover, so there's again a few scattered showers and drizzle here and there. Chilly, breezy start, kind of dreary day again today, but we hope to see some sunshine later on, and we're definitely looking good for tomorrow. As we move further to the south, Jefferson, low cloud deck there as well. And as we get further down towards Fairhope, okay, so now we're starting to see some blue skies there, but you can see it's certainly windy there looking out across the bay. It's 56 degrees, a little bit warmer, but gusts up to like 26 miles per hour or so. And then at Dauphin Island, earlier saw a few more breaks in the clouds, maybe seeing some blue skies off in the distance, but still a little bit of a low cloud deck there as well. Not quite as choppy out there today in the Gulf as it was yesterday, although again, still breezy pretty much across the state. And our Skywatcher reports got a little bit chilly in places like Mountain Brook. 47 degrees is what Austin Keith got there. 48 degrees from John Talbot in Hueytown. Robert Bradford and Empire hit 50. Same thing for Ray Torillo and Coleman and Joe Eady in Taylorville. And we expect those will be a good bit chillier as we wake up tomorrow morning. So again, what we're watching for the next couple of days through the weekend into early next week, clearing today. So it may take a little while before we clear out, as some of the eastern and northeastern parts of the state may stay cloudy most of the day. It may be kind of tonight before that really clears out in those parts of the state. Frosty Friday morning. Widespread frost certainly possible. We'll probably hit freezing in a number of those cooler spots in North Alabama. Generally, fairly widespread 30s across the state. And then as we get into the weekend, Saturday looks pretty good. Showers are possible on Sunday. There's a lot of uncertainty still out there in the late weekend, early next week sort of time period. The models are struggling with potential upper level low and a potential surface Gulf low coming in around that time period. So we'll talk about more of that in a second. Temperatures right now across the state, we're still pretty cool and kind of generally 50s across a good portion of the state. It's 54 in Selma, it's 50 in Birmingham, a little bit cooler at Hamilton at 49 degrees, but we're also sitting in the 50s down towards the coast as well. And again, the wind gusts are pretty uniform, around 20 miles per hour, a little bit more or less across most of the state. We've got that northwesterly wind coming in, helping to continue to reinforce the drier air moving in behind the front. And those should relax eventually as we get into tomorrow, but for today it should be fairly breezy still. Now, forecast highs, not going to be a real warm day or anything like that. Still going to mainly stay in the 50s in the northeastern part of the state with highs around 54 in Anniston. As you move further to the west and to the south, where you'll see a little bit more sunshine a little bit earlier, then you could get into the 60s, but generally not going to be a super warm day across most of the state. And again, forecast lows tonight. Here we go. You see 37 degrees in Anniston, 35 in Gadsden, potentially 34 in places like Huntsville and in the Tennessee Valley. And then you see 30s down towards places like Selma as well. And then mostly 40s as you get into kind of the southern quarter of the state. But again, generally going to be a very chilly morning as we start tomorrow morning. Futurecast, again, we'll try to clear those clouds out over the course of the day. Today looks like by the late afternoon and evening, most of the state should be starting to get those clouds out of here. And then things are pretty calm as we move into tomorrow. Cold start, kind of a cool day, but full sunshine. And then for the trick-or-treating and everything, we're looking good there with clear skies. And then as we get past that, Saturday should be mostly dry. We've got some disagreement in the models even as early as Saturday. This particular model trying to bring in a few showers a little bit earlier than most of the other models are. There are some models hinting at a late Saturday night shower or two in the northwestern corner of the state, and then better chances are looking more likely on Sunday. But I think, generally we're going to probably keep our forecast dry for Saturday at this point. Here's your trick-or-treating forecast here. And don't pay attention to the lightning. That's just to make it look scarier, but we're clear skies out there. So you can see it's going to be cool in North Alabama, starting in the 50s around the time that you probably will get going with the trick-or-treating, and falling through the 50s and eventually into the 40s over the course of the evening there in that part of the state. Then in South Alabama, still going to be nice out there, not quite as cool. It'll be starting in the low 60s as you get started, then kind of falling through the low 50s over the course of time. And again, clear skies pretty much across the state. Going to be really nice weather for the trick-or-treating. All right, here's your 7-day forecast for North Alabama. So again, it'll sunshine eventually later on, but more clouds right now than for sure. And then again, it looks pretty good for the next couple of days. Cool, chilly starts. And then remember on Sunday, you're going to be needing to fall back where standard time begins. So you'll be pushing those clocks back an hour before you go to bed Saturday night into Sunday morning. Little chance of showers there. And again, here's where we have that uncertainty in the forecast here. Models have been trying to show some showers moving through during this time period, but they've also backed off a decent bit and shown mostly dry conditions here this morning. And so we're still kind of fine-tuning this forecast, but for now we're leaving in a small chance of some showers, but that is subject to change at this point. Again, the temperatures, though, should be fairly seasonable there, and it's starting to warm as you get later on into the week. And then for South Alabama, again, we should see a little bit more sunshine probably today, especially as you move further to the south as the clouds are clearing, and then looking pretty nice for the next couple of days before small chance of showers for Sunday. And the same kind of deal here, probably a little bit more of a chance of some showers, that low looking more likely to be closer to the coast. So we'll have a little bit better chance in the south than in the north as far as the rain showers, but still there is uncertainty here as well. But you can see the temperatures warming up and getting back into the 70s with lows still in the 40s around that time period. Well, that is your Alabama forecast update. We appreciate you watching us here on the Alabama Weather Network.